What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I'm your host, Colonel and Dad, Garrett Morlang. And here in the virtual studio with me is the king of video games and still resident superstar, Adrian Holmes. What's up, Adrian?
What's going on, Garrett? I'm doing well, man. It's been a day, but we're here. The best part of the day.
We are here. We made it. We made it through Monday. Made it through one of the hardest days of the week, at least for me. I don't know. I feel like once I'm in the groove of things, some people are, they don't like the Wednesdays, they don't like Thursday, whatever. For me, it's like Monday's hard, but once I get into it, I'm good the rest of the week. I'm great. Yeah, doing pretty good. Excited that got a little package today. Got a little package.
You know what? You got a package? I think I got a package too.
You got a package too?
Man, I think we got some mail from a certain corporation. We'll talk about it later on, though.
Talk about it later. JJ is not joining us tonight, unfortunately.
As usual.
Yeah. He got a call from work that he had to fly to South America and fight in the great termite wars of Argentina. So he's the best pest control guy in the country.
Thoughts.
Best pest control guy in the country, they say. So they're flying in the best from all the countries all over the world to go fight in the great Argentina termite wars. So hopefully they can clear that infestation out sooner than later. All right. Today we're going to be talking about the Pokémon Presents 2023 announcements, the new Elden Ring expansion, and Forspoken studio getting merged. And stay tuned till the end of the episode to hear our first impressions of the Valve Steam Deck. That's right.
That's right.
Ooh-wee. Man,
that's good stuff right there.
Who would have thought?
People
Absolutely
change,
crazy.
Man. Opinions evolve. When you get new information, that's growth. That shows growth.
I know. The people who are just like, PC gaming's for nerds.
Hey,
it's like, no,
if
PC
this is what it
pretty
is,
cool.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool PC gaming, to be honest. I love how.
No, you know what it is? It's PC gaming finally got cool, so we jumped on. That's what it was.
Well, PC gaming finally just became console gaming.
Before it was you had to update your floppy drive. Now it's finally like stuff like the Steam Deck, and I'm like, okay, I can rock with this.
Yeah, all right, I can deal with this. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producers, Bumble Smash, Eddie Martin, and Kajoma01, and our Super Gamer sponsors, Julie Bates and Mama Mare. If you want to be awesome just like those folks, head over to patreon.com/supergamerboys, where you can support us starting at just $1 a month. You get episodes early and ad-free, such as this show and Adrian's baby Super Gamer Book Club that comes out each and every month to the Patreon feed and free feeds. 2 months later, you get it over on the free feed. But the new Patreon episode this month is Hi-Fi Rush, featuring DJ Trues from twitch.tv/Trouser Schnauzer. That's hard to say. 10 times fast. Excuse me. And the free episode this month is a beloved franchise here in the Super Gamer Boys. Kingdom Hearts with KK Ryder and Angel. So go check that one out up on podcast feed and over at youtube.com/supergamerboys. And Adrian, if you would like to, you can go ahead and announce the new game for the end of this month.
Sure thing. So I wanted to throw it back a little bit to a classic for this month's book club. And it is my favorite of this certain trilogy of games that came out and revolutionized a whole genre of gaming, and that is none other than Grand Theft Auto Vice City, aka the best Grand Theft Auto of those three. When I'm talking those three, I mean GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. They are all fantastic, don't get me wrong. But it's something about Vice City that just takes it a little bit more over the top than the other two. And we'll talk about that at the end of the month.
That's awesome. Yeah, this is another one. Once again, another game Garrett has not played. And so this will be totally new experience for me, and at this point I'm still trying to even figure out the best way to play it, because if you remember a few months back we did about a year ago, we were talking about it here on the show about how horrible the definitive edition was, how it was absolutely busted, broken, and you know what, spoiler alert, it's a year later and it's still broken, which is insane. It's crazy. It's been out a year and they have just left it broken and busted. So
we're just gonna play the original cut.
Yeah, and what's crazy too is when they released the definitive edition, they pulled the original from all the storefronts. So the only way to play the original is like if you have a copy of it on like PS2, basically. So that's
or the Rockstar store, the Rockstar launcher.
Right.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Get it through them. Yeah, have you used a Rockstar launcher?
Never.
It's bad. It's really bad. So we're figuring that out. Like, all right, what's the best way to get our hands on this thing? At least for me, because I was like, should I just bite the bullet and play the definitive edition and play the inferior version, or figure out another method? So now that I have the Steam Deck, who knows? We might try some
make it happen.
Other methods. But
you have the power now.
I have the power in my hands. But yeah, looking forward to that. So we'll talk more about our Patreon later on the show. Real quick here, I want to give a shout out to Jack Sriracha and Yate for allowing us to use their music on our show. Right here in the background of this episode, you can hear the beautiful tunes from Jack Sriracha and Yate. So make sure to check out the show description, the description here on YouTube, and listen to them on Spotify or Apple Music to help support them. Thank you so much to Jack Sriracha and Yate. All right, it's now time to check the mail.
So I don't know if you heard, but JJ actually packed the mailbag on accident when he was on his way to Argentina.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he texted me when he got there and he was going through his belongings and, like usual.
It's a bright neon orange bag that literally says SGB mailbag. Like, how do you accidentally pack that? Like, it almost seems intentional at this point. Like, he's just trying to sabotage the show, right?
This is JJ we're talking about. I don't put anything past him.
That's true.
Okay? So, we're just going to have to read it the old-fashioned way.
All right. That's all right. Well, we got 3 questions coming at you tonight. First one comes from Selkies. He writes, what is the best game to play for yourself when you need to just turn off your brain and relax?
Power Wash Simulator.
Yes.
Come on. Is there any other answer these days? I mean that in the best way possible, as a turn your brain off and just wash. Me washing, while I'm washing objects in the game is washing my brain. That's what's going on. It's an equivalent exchange.
Oh, is Power Wash Simulator Steam Deck? Because I own it in Steam.
Yes, it is.
Is it? Oh man. So the reason I haven't played it is because it's like, again, like I have to sit down here in my office to play it. It's like, again, sometimes I just like to like veg out and sit in my bed and just do nothing. But I'm not gonna buy. Is it on Switch? Even whether it is or not, like I don't want to buy it on Switch. Like it's like, I already own it. But now that I have a Steam Deck, oh man, I'm gonna play.
And
so
the Midgar
much
stuff just came out.
I'm sorry, Adrian, but unfortunately, I will not be able to finish the book club game this month. I'm going to be playing Power Wash Simulator.
I mean, if you want to make the book club game Power Wash Simulator, we can audible. I'm not mad at it.
Oh man, that would be That would be fantastic. As it gets to the end of the month, and like we're still advertising and hyping it up like it's Grand Theft Auto, but then we actually sit down and start recording, and it's just Power Wash Simulator. Like the thumbnail is Grand Theft Auto Vice City, but people click on it and it's just Power Wash Simulator the whole time. Like, psych, gotcha. Oh man, that might be it. This might be more of a foreshadow than just a joke. This might be foreshadowing true events to happen in about 2 weeks. You got to
pay attention.
Oh man. For me, yeah, I mean that's definitely one of them. Like that's a fantastic game as far as like a more modern game. Another modern one that you're gonna be like, of course, like Death Stranding. For me, like just doing deliveries, it's so brainless. Just like so.
Also, deck verified, by the way.
Oh, yes, and I have it on Steam. Yes. I can play Death Stranding on the go.
Yes, you can.
Too bad I can't get trophies though, because I was supposed to platinum it last year.
You might as well hang that up. I don't even know why you keep bringing it up. You're just embarrassing yourself at this point. Everybody always forgets, and then you bring it up, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you didn't do that, huh?"
Because I feel like I have to. It's my duty to do. I mean, I literally I mean, I feel
you
like
can
it's
the game and not platinum it, Garrett. It's fine.
No, I feel like it's disrespectful. That's what it is. I'm disrespecting.
I don't think Kojima's gonna think any less of you if you didn't platinum the game.
If I meet Kojima one day and he looks me dead square in the eye and he says, Garrett-san, did you platinum Death Stranding Director's Cut? And if I have to either A, say no, or B, lie to him, either way, I'm going to feel like garbage on the inside.
But see, here's the thing. He's going to say, even if you did platinum it, he'll say, okay, good. Did you platinum all the Metal Gears? And then you're done for.
Yeah, no.
See? You will never do that.
No, yeah, that's true. I'll never do that. Let's see. I'm trying to think. What's I don't know. Before now, like I don't know if I necessarily
An old school one for me was Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah,
was and is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you still go back to the one on the 3DS or DS. 3DS.
I play the GameCube one still.
Oh,
I play all of them really, except for the Wii one, City Folk.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I necessarily ever had a game like that where I just to turn off my brain. Like that's wasn't necessarily maybe when I was in like middle school and Call of Duty Zombies were the thing. Like that for me was like I came home from school or whatever, like threw the backpack on the ground, like, Mom, I'm gonna go play a couple rounds. I'm gonna go play a couple rounds of zombies. I'll be back.
Get the pizza rolls hot.
Yeah. I'll do my homework later. I just gotta release some stress here. Oh man.
Math class did a number on me today.
Man, rough. But yeah, that's probably it for me. All right. This next question is from Penguin90. They write, have you guys played any of the Tomb Raider games? End quote.
I have played some of the PlayStation ones, the originals. Have not beaten them. I have played and beaten the new reboot trilogy though, which are really good, especially 2 is the best of them.
Dang. Okay. I have played, as far as the original series, like on PS1, I played the first one, I think, Tomb Raider 1, and then is it the fourth one? Let's see here.
Isn't 4 on?
Isn't this the fourth one, The Last Revelation?
I think so, because after that one they went to PS2, right?
They went to PS2. I think this was the last one on PS1. So
and the PS2 ones suck.
I never played any on PS2. Yeah, so I played the first one, the fourth one, and then I've played, as far as the new trilogy, I've only played the first one. I have not played the other two, which I feel like. I'm doing myself a disservice because they look great, and I know there's people who like adore them. Like, yeah, especially like you were saying, the second one's the best one, and I've even heard people who are like 3 like wasn't the best, but it's still really good. So
right, they're definitely worth a play, at the least.
Yeah, I need to get over and I need to play those. I have them all on the Epic Games launcher because Epic Games. For those of you who don't know, Epic on the Epic Games launcher on PC, they give away a free game every week. And so for the last like 2 years, I've been collecting games, and over the course of that time, I've gotten like the entire like Arkham series. I've gotten the entire like the Tomb Raider series, like all these games. So I need to play it. The next thing I haven't even hardly used my Steam Deck, and I'm already dreaming of all the ways to hack the thing. I need to figure out how to get the Epic Games Launcher going on there. I know it's tricky, but people have done it, so I need to get that on there. Then I can just play all my games from here on out.
Play everything.
I'm just
you're drunk with power right now.
No joke. The other day, I Googled within like a 20-minute span. I had Googled how to get Game Pass on there, how to get Epic Game Store on there, how to get emulators, how to get how to play PlayStation Now on there, like all these things, and I'm just like, that's just gonna be my all-in-one console. Like it just does everything.
Just get rid of everything else. Just have a PC and a Steam Deck, and you're done.
Sell it. Oh man. But yeah, so that's my experience, at least with the new one, is just the first one, which I enjoyed my time with the first one. Like it definitely was a nice, fresh new take. But so from the first one to the second one, you said the second one you like better than the rest of the other two.
Right. But that's not to say that the other two are bad. It's just of the three, the second one is the best one.
Is there any like feature or quality of life thing that stood out to you more that makes it better, or is it more of a story thing?
So the easiest way I can probably put it is the second one here it's the Uncharted 2 of the three, if that makes sense. It like if you played Uncharted 1 and then you notice the jump from Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 2, just overall, that's kind of what happened here.
Okay.
Like they went back to the drawing board and kind of, redid a lot of stuff and expanded it a lot, kind of like how Uncharted 2 did after 1.
Okay, that makes sense. I was just looking at this case for Tomb Raider, The Last Revelation. I love how inside it has like a hint line. You can call the number and get hints. Cost of call, 99 cents per minute. Must be 18 years or a parent's permission. Touch tone phone required. So, and then like back when they actually had like real instruction manuals.
Instructions.
And even like ads for their other games. Oh, remember Gex?
Of course.
Now that is a fantastic franchise.
Is it? Or were you just a kid?
Gex 2 Enter the Gecko is probably one of the best, like that's up there on my list of best PS1 games. I've never played this one. This is an ad for Gex 3 Deep Cover Gecko. I never played that one, but the second one, fan-frickin-tastic. Also Fighting Force 2. I've never played this game, but it was on one of like the Pizza Hut demo disc, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. It looks familiar. And yes, another very fun game. So anyways, that has nothing to do with anything. I was just reminiscing. PlayStation 1 games are awesome.
Yeah.
I wish we could go back.
And now you can play any of them anywhere.
Oh, man. All right. Let's get to this last question here from Sweats. They write, what are your thoughts on Eco and Shadow of the Colossus? And if you haven't done a playthrough on those, it is worth it. It's basically the Souls games before they existed, or at least I think they were the stepping stones to subtle storylines and open worlds.
We were talking a little bit before the show started, and I said I am well aware of Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. I have them and played them on PS2. I got the HD collection on PS3, and I played the Shadow of the Colossus remake, which for some reason a lot of people that I was reading didn't like, but I liked it a lot. I thought it was very good on PS4. So I'm very familiar with the two, and I don't know why we got an Eco remake like Shadow of the Colossus, but here we are.
Yeah, it does seem like, well, are they sequels? Is that how it works, or no?
It's the same. No, they're just by the same studio, and they're just highly regarded.
Is it something where they almost like take place in the same like world, quote unquote, but like they're not connected, or not at all? They're not connected at all.
No, there's like people like to do fun. What's the word? Like,
just like theories and stuff like that.
Yeah, fan fiction. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I've always seen them, heard of them through all my years, but it it never.
I mean,
I never seize the opportunity to play it, but it's like I think I have them all on PS.
The most that
like
they
PlayStation
share
Plus.
is like people like to headcanon that they're like one is like maybe they share the same world, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, they're pretty much separate stories.
Okay. Interesting. I might need to try it out sometime. It's definitely one of those that I know is highly regarded, especially Shadow of the Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I need to get to it. And like I said, I think I own them on PlayStation Plus because they've been free games at one point or another. I think the remake was a free game on PlayStation Plus like last year or 2 years ago or something. So could always hit that up. It always looks beautiful too. I feel like anytime I've ever seen gameplay, it's like, oh man, like it's just this little wide open like worlds and like the giant, the Colossus, the Beast or whatever they are, like such crazy designs and stuff. So huge. Cool. All right.
Here,
well,
wait, I found something.
Okay.
So
more fan fiction.
Not him. Well, I guess
about Super Gamer Boys.
No, I was a little off. So they are set in the same world, but people consider Shadow of the Colossus a prequel to Ico.
Oh, okay.
So
even though it came out afterwards, technically.
I mean, there's a lot of prequels that come out after the original thing.
Right. Yeah. I get that. I was just saying, like, yeah. So they are.
But I mean, them taking place in the same world. I don't know. Of course, they would have the same natural occurrences of stuff. Whatever. It's fine. They're connected. There.
Does it actually? But obviously, it's not that like a big of a story beat. If it's like
there's things that, but like, it's almost like they share a common ancestor. If that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah. Well,
like things happen in both worlds that. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. There's a what is that term? It's like Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, a spiritual successor.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it would eventually be worth playing at least both of them.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get the full rounded out experience in a sense. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that is it for the mailbag. Now it's time for the nerdy nudes.
It's now time for the nerdy nudes.
There we go. This first news story comes to us from Ryan Dinsdale over at IGN. Pokémon Presents, February 2023. Everything announced during the Pokemon Day 2023 celebration. That's the other thing. The Pokemon Presents was on Pokemon Day, which is a celebration of
what a lackluster Pokemon Day that was.
Yeah, that's kind of the gist. Going to be the gist of this this chat here. Is this what a sad Pokemon Presents like. They talked about World Championship dates and key art revealed. So the thumbnail that they're going to use, the key art that they're going to use for the tournament got revealed. Cool. It is a really cool artwork. It says Yokohama, Japan 2023, but it's like, all right, that's neat.
Garrett, can we just skip to the important thing? Pokemon Sleep is coming.
Yeah, Pokemon Sleep is finally here. They announced it like 2 years ago and then fell off the face of the earth. And they're finally like, hey, remember that thing we talked about a couple years ago?
We finally were able to make it work. So take it.
We figured out the technology. So now you can sleep with your Pokemon. But no, the even bigger announcement is let me get this right. I want to make sure I do this. Okay. They announced for use with the Pokemon Sleep app and Pokemon Go, a new device that you can use called the Pokemon Go Plus Plus.
Not a weird name at all. Not a confusing name. at all.
Just a little
If grandma
disc.
walked into the store, she'd know exactly what to ask for.
Hey, Grandma, can I have one of those Pokemon Go Plus Pluses? She's gonna walk in the store and be like, I don't know, like what did you say? Like, I don't know.
Huh?
A plus, Go
A go
Plus.
what?
A Go Plus. Stupid name. It's like a physical like disc that you can carry in your pocket, and Pikachu yells at you when there's a Pokestop nearby, and you can hit the button to catch Pokemon and spin Pokestops, and then when you sleep at night, you put it under your pillow and it tracks your sleeping. That's not weird at all. So honestly, other than the DLC for Scarlet and Violet, that's all that was that's the big stuff that was announced. There was one cool thing, but only from like a nostalgic point of view. They announced the Pokemon Trading Card Classic, it's called.
Now that actually rules. I might look into that if it's not incredibly expensive.
Oh, it's gonna be hundreds of dollars. I bet money on it.
But if it's a full set of the original run of cards, that might be worth it. Wait, if it's a full set and they're indistinguishable.
It's 3 playable decks. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's the whole set, but you're going to have 3 playable decks and featuring each of the main Pokemon. So there's going to be a Charizard deck, blanking your Venusaur deck,
Blastoise.
And then a Blastoise deck. So that's the idea, is that you have, but what's really cool is it comes like a really sweet like playing field for your cards, essentially like a fancy playing mat that's actually like a hard surface, wooden surface and stuff. Mm-hmm. Looks gorgeous, and from a nostalgic point of view, I'm like, I'm in. But it's like, man, am I willing to drop like $200-300 on?
I would be in if they could guarantee that it's a full set of the original run of cards. I'd be down.
Yeah,
but there's no way. We're gonna have to wait until they drop more info on it.
Yeah, at this point, the fact that they just said it's just like 3 decks makes me think it's not going to be the full run of cards. It'll just be, some of them to make up a deck. But I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
There better not be duplicates. I know that for $300.
Well, I mean, if it's a deck, there will be. There has to be. Most decks, like when you make a deck for tournament play, like there's usually at least you have like 2 or 3 of the same card and stuff in there. So that's the bummer. You're spending like a bunch of money. And it's like, all right, I got a bunch of Wurmples. What the heck? Caterpies. I don't know. Stupid stuff. They did announce a Pokemon stop motion animation series for Netflix called Pokemon Concierge.
That looked great. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, so we really didn't get much of anything other than just a poster. But yeah, the series will be created using stop motion animation and features Haru, the concierge from the Pokemon Resort, and her trusty partner Pokemon Psyduck. So we don't know anything else about it. It just says coming soon, no time or date or anything. But I'm like, hey, just from the poster, I'm like, this looks beautiful already. Like, I'm down. Just like this chill, laid back, just island vibe going on. I'm down.
Let it get here when it gets here. Take your time. Make a great product. That's all I care about.
Yeah. And of course, DLC announced, like I said before, for Scarlet and Violet, which there's 2 different ones that are right. The first one is available fall of this year, called the Teal Mask, during which players will visit an area beyond the Paldea region called the Kitakami. The second expansion.
We came around.
I got it. There we go. The second expansion is the Indigo Disc and will be released in winter 2023 and have players attend Blueberry Academy as an exchange student. And then they also announced the Walking Wake and the Iron Leaves Terra raid battles are now available in Scarlet and Violet, which is basically I when I saw Walking Wake, I'm like, what the heck? Like what they do to my boy? It like looks like what's his name, Suicune, but it's a dinosaur.
It's a variant.
I know, I don't like it. I think it looks stupid.
Here we go. Old man don't like change.
Well, and I think what I'm more upset about is like I would have rather got the cool like I think Suicune looks cooler than whatever this other one is, the Iron Leaves Pokemon. It looks, because I have Violet, so I can't catch Walking Wake. I can only catch Iron Leaves, and Iron Leaves looks so stupid. I'm like, I would have rather had the other. The other one is cooler than this one. Neither one of them are cool, but the other one's definitely better. So if you have Scarlet, you'll have to trade me. Send me one, Adrian.
I do have Scarlet. We'll just do a trade back so you can get it for your decks.
There we go. Not that I've even touched the game in so long, because I've been playing a lot of other things, but yeah, so I don't know. We already kind of shared our overall thoughts of the direct here, but we didn't really talk much about the DLC though. How do you feel about the DLC coming out? Like, so we knew it was coming, but
it sounds promising. The only issue is, and what I'm concerned about is, we talked about it again a little bit before we started, was let's make sure the main game works before we start putting DLC out there.
Right.
And so far, they've only put like one real update, and nothing in it mentioned that we're fixing the performance, which is very concerning. So I would rather them pause on the DLC and fix the game and then bring the DLC out, right? Because you sold 10 million copies. Nobody's going anywhere.
Right.
People are still going to probably be playing the game at that point who are really into it. And when you bring the DLC out, they'll come back. So there's no reason to rush DLC. You got the game out on the schedule that you wanted to. But, money talks, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They're going to do what they got to do.
That's the biggest bummer with this whole thing is like, yeah, okay, cool, DLC's coming. But yeah, the original game is still pretty busted. Again, it's playable, and we had a lot of fun with it. Like, I was still happy I got it and was playing through it, but it could be so much more enjoyable if it was running properly. Like,
if it ran decently, if it had decent textures and hills and landscapes that actually looked like something close to natural, and
if
the NPCs didn't move at 10 frames a second when they got too far away, just different things like that.
Yeah, 100%. If it was just like ran so much smoother, I probably would be super addicted in playing it all the time, because it's kind of janky. It's like, oh, it's a really, really fun game that just runs just poorly enough for me not to like be addicted to it,
Right.
And so, man, once that happens,
like a legit beta.
Yeah, and so once that happens too, like once I get it fixed, like I'll be in. And I'll feel a lot better about this DLC. But until then, like, they have, they have 6-7 months to get it fixed up before that DLC comes out. Like, let's figure this out. That's about it for the Pokemon Presents. Let's move on here to the next news story. Elden Ring expansion Shadow of the Erd Tree is officially in development.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, indeed. This article comes to us from James Vincent over at The Verge. One of 2022's biggest games, Elden Ring, is getting what it looks to be its first major expansion DLC, content titled Shadow of the Erd Tree. Developer From Software announced in a tweet this morning that the DLC was officially under development, though the company did not share when we might expect a release. A short blog post confirmed. A short blog post confirmed the DLC will be coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. It also said a follow-up report is still a little ahead, so we can hopefully expect more details sooner rather than later. Elden Ring DLC is hotly anticipated content for a number of reasons. Elden Ring has been a massive success, selling more than 20 million units worldwide, and From Software has a habit of releasing DLC for its titles within a year after the game's initial launch. Elden Ring was released February 25th last year, and so far the game has only received patches for balance and an update enabling better PvP in the game's Colosseums. We don't have any details about what story or content Shadow of the Erd Tree might tackle, just the name and the single image above, which, that image, it's a pretty sick image. I don't know. Yeah, definitely look that up online, but it's like the art. Once I have I mean, I just bought the Steam Deck, but once I have some funds back in my fund money, I really want to get the art books for Elden Ring, because
Yes.
this is so I think it's 2 volumes. There's 2 different volumes, but I think they're like $30 or $40 a piece.
That's how much art there is 2 volumes of it?
Yeah.
Well, that
yeah,
makes sense because this world is massive.
They have two volumes of art books, if I remember right, and then they even have like the walkthrough guides. It's also 2 volumes. It's crazy. So if you want like all the art book and all the walkthrough, you're looking at 4 like massive like textbooks basically for Elden Ring.
This is one of the games that's like the most bang for your buck content, right?
Right.
Like, look at how much you get. And it sucks that I say, look at how much you get for $60, because games all used to be like that.
Yeah.
They all used to be meaty when they needed to be meaty, but, well, you know, they're few and far between these days.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible game, and we were talking about this before the show too. It's like, man, that's another game that like I would be all out addicted to if I didn't have other games I had to play, because at this point with my gaming schedule, out of the like 4 to 5 weeks in a month, like 90% of that, if not more, is playing the book club game. And it's like, okay, it leaves like 1 weekend a month maybe if I'm lucky to touch Elden Ring, and it's like, god dang. So because of that I don't touch it, because it's like, that's okay, I get the muscle memory after the end of the weekend, and then I don't play it again for a month, and then I forget all the muscle memory stuff. So I was like, oh man, if I had like nothing else on my plate, I would be a freaking Elden Ring fiend. That game is so good.
Just to get lost in it for a couple 100 hours.
Yeah, which is crazy though, because like that's not my type of game. Like before I played Elden Ring, like you guys know, like I'm not a difficult video game player. I like my games easy. But man, Elden Ring got its hooks in me, and it just, every time I look at it, I'm like, dang it, like, do I need to, I need to play it. I really need to play it. Like all the time. I just feel guilty about not playing it.
Well, it's on Steam Deck now, brother, so you have no excuse anymore.
Start a fresh save.
There it is.
I wonder how it runs. I'd have to look up some things on.
I'm sure you can get a solid 30 out of it.
I wonder if like Digital Foundry's done a video or anything on it.
If I could hit a solid 720 30, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know. After playing it, because it's in 60 on PS5, right? I think after playing like it's 60 on PS5, like I'd be a little spoiled. It'd be hard to drop to 30, but maybe not. Maybe not.
I don't think so. I think the trade-off of playing it anywhere, playing it mobily would be worth it, because then you can always come back and, you know, your save would automatically download, because it just works, you know, unlike a certain other company that can't figure it out.
Oh wait, does it have cloud saves like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. So every I could Steam technically. I know Steam does. I'm talking about like as far between from PS5 to Steam. Like if I would.
Oh no, I don't think so. No, but if you got it on Steam, you could play it on your PC, and then when you get done, it'll upload it. Your deck will download it. Take it with you. Vice versa.
Adrian, you're just real good at talking me into spending more money. It's not good.
I mean, here we are 2 Steam Decks later, right? So
I know, dang it. Oh man. It just it's a miracle. It's a miracle that we're allowed to be friends still.
Hey. Yeah, I know Trudy must hate me.
Like, Adrian, how dare you? Like a super villain. All right.
I'm trying to make your gaming life better.
So yeah, look forward to that. I'm excited. As soon as this comes out, even though I haven't even beat the base game, I can almost guarantee. Yeah, I can almost guarantee I'm gonna fire this up and dip my toe into it at least a little bit. This DLC
and get the snot beat out of you.
Yeah, unless it's locked behind like a hey, you have to beat the base game first, and that's a bummer. But we'll see.
And get the snot beat out of you that way.
Yeah, right. Oh, you're only level like 50. You need to be 6,000. All right.
Good luck, chump.
Oh man. All right, and then this last news article is kind of a bummer to end on. I don't know why I ordered it this way. Usually I put a fun, short, quick one out at the end, like Elden Ring should have been this one. But here we are. This is from Mary Dealer-Sandry over at gamesindustry.biz. Forspoken studio Luminous Productions has been merged with Square Enix. Forspoken developer Luminous Productions is being folded into Square Enix. The company announced the merger, which will be effective from May 1st, is part of a wider strategy to bolster the competitive prowess of the firm's development studio, Square Enix said. Luminous previously was a subsidiary of Square Enix, so it will now be an in-house studio and not a separate entity anymore. The studio confirmed the news on Twitter, adding that between now and May 1st, it will remain focused on the development of Forspoken, as it's currently working on a patch and DLC due to release this summer. When we established Luminous Productions in 2018, our vision was to make AAA games that fuse technology and artistry to deliver completely new play experiences, the studio continued. Having the chance to do just that has been a dream come true. We appreciate you taking this journey with us and look forward to continuing to create new entertainment and experiences as a part of the Square Enix family. So yeah, they're not necessarily like they're not portraying it as a bummer, but we all know why this is. We all know why this is happening.
Yep.
Because Forspoken came out and got
It bombed.
Let me see. Is there the Metacritic here? I can't even find it. It's not. It was not good.
Well, it's not only that. It didn't review well, right? It didn't sell well.
A Metascore of 64.
Yeah.
Not great. And yeah, with bugs and issues and gameplay stuff, like it was not great. Which is a bummer. Which reading this article, and it mentions that the studio was formed just in 2018. That seems like a fast turnaround.
The studio itself was turned into Luminous Productions in 2018, but they've been working as a studio for a long time because they're the team behind Final Fantasy 15 as well, and that came out a while ago.
Okay. I wonder when did they like start development on this game though? Because that's how I interpreted that. Was like, oh, they started in 2018. I
have to imagine it was shortly after they finished. After they didn't even finish Final Fantasy 15, they got it taken away from them because they cut the DLC short for that one. So they must have done that and pivoted to Forspoken. Because Square was like, we're not going to put any more money into Final Fantasy 15 because not enough people are buying it at this point. So that's the only time frame that would make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so this is kind of a bummer. So they're still going to be around. From what we understand, they haven't announced any layoffs at all. But again, they're kind of losing. Goodness. They're losing their kind of what little autonomy they had. You know, even though they were still connected to Square Enix, they were their own studio, quote unquote. Where now it's like, no, you're just kind of Square Enix. Like you're gonna do everything we want you to do. It's like, oh, there's not even a chance for us to like put our own. No, you just gotta do what we say.
They're probably gonna end up working on Final Fantasy 16 DLC. I wouldn't be surprised. Or Final Fantasy 14, one of the two.
I mean, people
There'll be a backup studio on that.
Yeah, people like Final Fantasy 15, even though it's not like necessarily the most popular.
Like
even though it's not the most popular, like people still like it. So I mean, putting them on projects like that, like I don't think it's gonna be a bad thing, at least for the content. But
the thing about 15 was, while people liked it, it wasn't critically acclaimed like some Final Fantasies are, right? And the budget for that game was massive. So for them to not immediately see that return on investment, they were already getting cold feet. And then when the team said, yeah, we want to do like 8 pieces of DLC for this, essentially, Square was like, no, we're done. No. You already had a game, you had all this DLC, you had 2 movies, so
it's crazy.
That's kind of what happened with that.
Yeah. Hophead Ed in the chat just popped up, said Forspoken, more like For Broken, am I right? Jeez.
More like For Noken, because nobody wanted it.
Yeah. Man. That's one of those games where like right from the beginning, everyone wanted it to do good, but right from the very first trailer, at least for me, like I knew it was going to be bad. Like I remember watching the very first teaser they ever put out. I'm like, no, there's something off about this. Like
it was the dialogue.
You can smell it immediately. It's like, all right, that has the stink to it. This isn't going to be good.
Is that a freaking dragon?
This is going to be a stinker.
Oh.
It's a stinker. Sure
I
enough.
wanted this one to do so good, Garrett, because we get so few games that have black protagonists. So I was extra pushing for this game, and it just ended up not being good.
Totally. Yeah. It's like, they had every
all
opportunity.
The pieces were there. They just didn't, they didn't make them work right.
Every opportunity for this to be an 8 or 9 out of 10. And they just squandered it somehow. Like, I don't know. Like, it's crazy because they go from making like these one quality game to like, then this, like, what the heck?
It feels like it feels like Forspoken. I played the demo. It feels like an old PS3 game that somebody found on a hard drive, and they're like, you know what, we can expand this a little bit and release it in current day. That's what that feels like to me. It has the sensibilities of a PS3 game.
Yeah, I watched Fran Mirabella the third stream it a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was about a month ago or so. Yeah, it was beginning of when did it come out? I guess it's maybe not even a month old. Whenever it came out, it was around
January?
that time. Yeah, the end of January or some beginning of February it came out. And even just watching him play, I'm like, this does not look fun. Like the traversal looked horrible. Like he was having such a hard time getting up like this cliff. And there's even like part of the travel is like you have like this weird teleport thing and you can see these little spots up the cliff where you can go bing, 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 bing to like basically like super jump up this cliff. And it was still busted. Like he could not get up this cliff, and he was like getting so frustrated. I'm like, I don't blame him. Like this looks horrible. Like the traversal and the open world looked horrible. The open world looked dead. Like he was just like running around. There's like nothing going on, nothing happening, no rhyme or reason to the world. Like it just seemed very confusing. I'm like, I don't know. Like it's just sad. It is sad, but hopefully their next thing will be good. Whether it's like you said, you speculate, DLC for Final Fantasy 16 or. Who knows? Maybe they'll get a chance at another full game, just maybe with a tighter leash.
Yeah,
Who knows?
And it won't be for a while. They got to let this one cool off.
Yeah.
They got to make some money back first.
Yep. All right. Well, that is it for the news this week. Now it is time for our Patreon ad. This is the part of the show where I tell you to go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys to support us over there for just $1 a month. That's right. $1 a month. You can get episodes early and ad-free, such as this show, Super Gamer Boys. You get it tonight as of recording this. Afterwards, I'll finish recording it, edit it, pop it out to you guys so you can listen to it tonight, first thing in the morning tomorrow. And everyone else has to wait until Wednesday. We record this on Mondays, by the way. I say tonight, and I didn't, we live stream it as well. If you want to watch us record it live, you can head over to twitch.tv/thesupergamerboys. But Patreon, supporters over there, you can get that podcast recording as soon as possible afterwards. $5 a month, you can get the show notes early so you know exactly what we're going to talk about. Feel free to leave your own questions, comments, concerns right on the doc. There's the ability to comment, so you can click on one of the questions of the show and leave your own answers to the question of the show. Or maybe one of the news articles, you can click on the news article and leave your thoughts about whatever the big news is that week. So feel free to do that. If you support us at $5 a month or higher, go ahead and leave your questions, comments, concerns right on the doc so that way they can be a part of our show. $10 a month, you get shout outs on the show as a Patreon, what is it? Patreon sponsor? Is that it? I don't know. Oh, Super Gamer sponsor. Sorry. At the top of each and every episode, you get that shout out. Then top dog tier is our Patreon producers, and those are the folks that really make it happen. Not only are they backing us financially, which help us buy games to talk about on the show, it helps us buy new equipment that we need. It also, you have the opportunity to pitch a segment for us to either do during the show, or maybe it might spin off into another show. Adrian, he was a Patreon producer for a while, and he did Super Indie Boys. And then eventually that's how we got in contact for him to join us as like a main host. And now he's doing Super Indie Boys again on his own. So it's a pretty cool opportunity. So if you're interested, if you think you got a cool idea, or you don't have any idea and you just want to help support the show, think about the Patreon producer tier there. If you, really love our stuff and want to help make it happen here in the background. We're very appreciative of all of our Patreon supporters. You guys are all awesome, and very thankful for that. Remember, you can subscribe over at twitch.tv/thesupergamerboys if you're watching here live, or if you're not, later. Remember, go check out our Twitch channel, follow us, it's free to follow. And then if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it to Twitch, use your Prime Gaming subscription. Each and every month, you get a free Prime Gaming subscription. Costs you $0, we get $5. So think about throwing that our way and help support the channel again that way financially. And you get some sweet emotes like the Adrian Hype emote, the Garrett Dead Face, or the JJ Ghost Face. So go check that out. Last but not least, Dubby.gg. I've been drinking my Dubby tonight. I was a little sleepy before the episode, so I got some Dubby, and I've been drinking some Galaxy Grenade. Go check that out. You get 10% off using our code SGB, and we get a little bit of kickback on the other end as well from Dubby, so that helps support the channel as well. And you get some good energy with no crash, gluten-free, patented neurofactor in there to help your brain function on all cylinders there. Yeah, fantastic. No sweeteners as well, or no sugar-free. I guess I could read the thing here. It's very tasty. I like it because it's not super chalky or anything like that. And they have like some really nice shaker cups. So think about going over there, w.gg. Use our code SGB to go ahead and get some good energy. All right. Well, that is it for the ads. Now, let's get back to the show. Ooh, so it is that time of the show for What You Playing, and Hophead Ed in the chat says, I've been playing Chained Echoes, Super Mega Baseball 3, and Dreamscaper.
Ooh, I've been looking a little more into Chain Echoes. I am stoked to start that one. It's on my wish list.
So I'm part of the what's it called? The Super NPC Radio Discord, and everyone in there, Eddie included, has just been talking about Chained Echoes. I feel like it's crazy. Like everyone's like, play it. It's awesome. It's great. It's good. I don't know anything about it. I haven't even looked it up, but everyone's talking about it so much. I'm almost just like, should I just buy this dang thing? Because everyone's talking about how amazing it is.
Eddie said that if you like Chrono Trigger at all, you'll really like this one.
Oh, okay. I did.
It's like that with modern sensibilities.
Right. Because that's. I mean, if you guys go listen to our Chrono Trigger episode, it's kind of one of the big things is like it just felt like an old game. So maybe I would like it since it's kind of like has a newer,
watch
updated.
a couple of trailers and see how you feel about it.
Okay.
It's on Steam. You can get it on your deck.
It is deck certified. Look at that, deck verified. Ooh, baby. This opens a whole new world, baby. I love it. And what's fantastic, here's what I love, is like placed. Again, we're not talking about that yet. We'll talk about it in a minute. Okay. Adrian, what you playing?
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, there we go.
We alluded to at the top of the show, you and I, we can do this together. You and I, we got a little mail from a certain corporation, goes by the name of Valve. So Garrett and I both ordered a Steam Deck at the same time. and we both have just gotten them today. So I figured it'd be fun to do like a little first impressions, a little right out of the box deal to see what we think of the hardware, how we feel about it. Have we played anything for very long? How ergonomics or whatnot, and the software, just to kind of see where our heads are at. I'm gonna let you go first, Mr. Morlang. You want to do a quick once over?
Yeah.
About how you're feeling?
So, let me grab this bad boy.
Yes, sir.
So, right off the bat, I open it up. I was telling Adrian about this before the show. I open it up, and the first thing I noticed was that new electronic smell.
See, I don't have. Okay, wait a minute. A little bit.
When the fan is ramping up, when it did that first initial update, like the fan ramps up when it does an update, it was blowing that brand new electronic smell right into my nostrils. Heart attack. Yeah. But no, like right off the bat though, I pop this bad boy open. I'm like, oh, this thing's big. So for size comparison, I'm gonna try to do this on video, one-handed here. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Okay, so when I'm right over the vent, that's when I can smell the electronic smell.
I'm going to try not to break my Switch. So on video, sorry, podcast listeners, this is the size comparison versus the Switch OLED and the Steam Deck. This is what we're looking at.
For audio people, it's about...
It's a couple inches longer. It's about an inch.
Yeah, about an inch and a half, maybe. Oh, if you're doing side by side, about 2 inches longer than a Switch.
So, and I have an end-to-end on this end. So yeah, it's like a good inch and a half, 2 inches longer. It's about like a third, half inch taller. And it's definitely thicker. It's like maybe 1.5 switches. So yeah, when I first saw that, I'm like, oof, all right. Like this is big. Like this, I don't know. I'm not sure about this.
And then you pick it up though.
And immediately you pick it up and yeah, like the hand grips feels so good on this thing.
A glove.
Because that's one thing that lacks on the Switch is it's just a flat piece of plastic, and it's like it gets uncomfortable. Long gaming sessions, it's like, oh man, my hands are cramping up. Like you're trying to figure out how to hook your pinkies underneath the console to hold it. Yeah. It's like, no, the Steam Deck.
I don't gotta do that here.
This thing has full on controller grips built into it, and it feels so good. There's back buttons back here. I've never owned a controller.
Analog triggers.
Yeah, analog triggers. Everything just feels so high quality and so smooth.
Full size control sticks.
Yeah. It's really incredible. The quality, the craftsmanship of this thing. It feels great, and it's all plastic, but it feels good. It's not chintzy cheap plastic. It's a high quality plastic. It's a good weight. I think I was telling you before too, it's about the same weight as the OLED. Even though it's bigger, it weighs about the same. But yeah, man, it looks gorgeous. It feels gorgeous. Everything about it is oh man, this is quality, which is amazing. I think
I still stand by what I said initially when we first talked about it. It definitely in person does not look as bad as it looks in photos. But it's still not a looker to me. I think the Switch is a nicer looking piece of kit.
Yeah.
Than Steam Deck by far.
Look at this. This is gorgeous. Yeah. That's so beautiful.
Right.
Look at that little reflection of Adrian in there. Look at that. Hey. Yeah, the OLED. You can't go wrong with the white OLED.
Yeah. That's classy. But seeing Steam Deck in person, when you kind of put it in the realm of it being a computer, an entire computer in that package, it makes a lot more sense, and I get why they designed it the way that they did now.
Yeah, 100%. Trying to think of anything else. That's kind of that was my initial reaction with opening the thing up. How about you? How are you feeling about it? What do you think about it? You can talk about if you got to play it at all. You actually didn't tell me before if you even got to play it.
Yeah, I did. So I fired up the kind of showcase Steam Deck game, which was the Aperture Desk Job,
right.
Which is kind of it's a game in the Portal universe, where you are working at Aperture and you are testing different devices that they're making. So you're in that department. You're using different controls on your desk are controls that are on the Steam Deck, and you're like pressing X, or you're using the gyro, or you're using the microphone to kind of do different things within the game. It's definitely it's in the most literal academic sense, it's a tech demo, but it feels like a tech demo that they put a lot of work into, kind of like Astro, right?
Yeah.
Like it's using the tech of the thing, but they intended to make an experience around this thing. Even though it's only like 30 minutes, it still packs a good little punch of an experience in there. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, and it is adding story and lore to like the Portal universe as well too. Like it is it is complete. Like, so I've watched someone else's playthrough of it, and yeah, it's a fun little story, and the gameplay looks really neat. And yeah, I'm excited to try that one. I downloaded it right before the podcast. I started that download, so that'll be fun to try out.
Yeah, but overall, I think it's really well built. It's definitely, there's no creaking or anything when you kind of give it a little pressure. All the buttons feel good. The sticks feel fantastic.
That's what I'm most like surprised by, actually, is like the sticks. Like it feels like the analog sticks. It feels like an analog stick on like a PS5
and they have that cool
or an
little
Xbox
pressure
controller
thing where like it knows if your thumb is sitting on it.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that yet. Is that something
you will?
Like
it's part of the
that's crazy,
the Aperture game, but
so
like somehow the
VR, like what
Yeah.
like with the VR controllers has like the what do I call it, conductive buttons
it must
or whatever
be that.
like that. Yeah. That's
but
crazy.
that's pretty sick. I think right now, as far as the software is concerned, it's a little hard to know where I'm going, but literally we've only had it for what, like maybe 3 hours at this point. So,
I got mine like 30 minutes before we jumped on our call for the podcast tonight. So mine came super late. So I literally like had enough time to charge it up. I played like 5 minutes of a musical story, which is an indie game that was announced at the Wholesome Direct like
look at you playing indie games
last year, and I played the demo and loved it. Yeah. I love the demo, and so it was on sale this week. By the way, yeah, go to Steam, get a musical story. It's like $7 right now or something. And it's not technically Steam Deck verified, but it actually did like I was able to figure it out. The controls are wonky. Like it says press this. It tells you to press things on the keyboard, and I'm like, I don't have a keyboard. But you just kind of start hitting buttons, and eventually you figure out what does what. And like, okay, I figured this out. Like this is easy.
You can custom map stuff too, but that's its own journey to go down.
Okay. Yeah, because that would be nice. Like, yeah, again, I'm sure it's a big rabbit trail to go down to like custom map things, but they have like game specific custom mapping. Like, yeah, that would make that game even more playable. It's already like playable, but to make it even more easy, I guess. Haphead Ed in the chat says, Garrett, will you ever play your Switch again? I will every once in a while.
Yeah,
Nintendo puts
stuff.
out, yeah, Breath of the Wild, or not Breath of the Wild, rather new Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom. Like, I'll be back to Nintendo for that.
Oh yeah,
I'll be back for that.
Third party stuff though, I think it's a wrap.
For everything else, there's MasterCard.
I think it's a wrap.
You know?
Yeah.
And then he also says, Garrett, don't lie, you played Metal Gear. if Metal Gear was on Steam, I would, but unfortunately,
which I don't know why it's not. Is it ever? What did it ever come back on? No,
the HD collection is still unavailable everywhere, and they've been radio silent as to where it is. The only Metal Gear game you can currently purchase anywhere, like not even just on Steam, but like on PlayStation, on GOG, or
Rising,
whatever.
Right?
Rising Revengeance, and then Metal Gear Solid 5 and Ground Zeroes. So Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain. Like, so those, that's
because they don't use that historical footage.
Right, but like 1, 2, 3, what's the other one? Peace Walker, 4, like everything else is like locked to other consoles. So basically like 95% of the series is unplayable. But Hophead it says, figured you'd hack it and put an emulator on it by now.
You can.
It's coming. That's coming. I just, like I said, I got it 30 minutes before the show. and I'm still waiting on. I bought a upgraded SSD because that was the quote unquote hack that Adrian taught me. Is like, oh, buy the cheap 64 gig Steam Deck and then add a 1 terabyte SSD in it, and it's still cheaper than the most expensive version, which is only a 512. So you get double the space for like $150 less. So mine's coming. The SSD
Joke's
comes
on
in
you,
tomorrow.
Valve.
Aha,
Watch our
sucker!
Watch our stuff get bricked. Remote brick from Valve.
That's fine. That's fine. We deserved it for taunting him like that. Oh man.
I mean, but so far overall, I really dig it. I didn't necessarily buy mine to play like the latest and greatest, although it can do that. You know, like your controls or your Elden Ring. I mainly have it for focus on like smaller indie stuff, which it's just gonna steamroll right through, so I don't have any concerns about it not being able to handle that.
Yeah.
But it is nice to have the option that if something big does come out, I can play it on the go if I wanted to.
A game that this may surprise everyone here, and most of you probably will be like, yeah, right, that'll never happen. It just got Steam Deck verified this last week, and when I saw it, I'm like, maybe it's a sign from God, you know? Cyberpunk 2077 just got Steam Deck verified. I'm like, I still own it because they wouldn't let me refund it because I had too many hours or whatever on it. I was like, well, I still have it. Like, do I fire up Cyberpunk on this bad boy and see how that goes?
Dude, the turnaround on that game, there was no way, if you would have asked me when it came out, do you think it could run on something like a Steam Deck?
It can barely run on a desktop computer. Not a chance.
No chance. No shot. And now look, it's Deck verified.
Deck verified, which means that means it runs good. Like, they don't put their seal of approval on it unless it's like actually playable, like in comfortable. So that shocked me when I saw that. I'm like, really? Okay.
Are you? I almost wanted to do like a quote tweet and be like, "Are you sure? Are you guys sure? Are you positive?
Are you sure you didn't mean to say that the new Cyberpunk anime is playable? Is Deck fair? Like you can
Are you
watch?
Sure you didn't mean Deck playable? Because
you can watch the MP4s of the new like Netflix series on there. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, absolutely crazy. So that'll be interesting. Once I get the bigger hard drive tomorrow, I'll be able to fit more stuff with 64. Well, it's a 64 gig thing, but if I went in the settings and only like 40 gig is available. So like
because of the OS,
20 gig is just Linux basically because it runs on a Linux operating system. I'm like, holy crap. So it's like, I can't wait until that hard drive comes tomorrow to just like clean wipe it and then like just fill it with crap. That's what I do with my PC. I have so many games installed that I haven't touched for years, but it's just like, you never know. Like at the edge.
Now's the time.
Oh man. Other than Steam Deck stuff, have you been playing anything else or no? Not really.
No,
or anything else you want to talk about? I guess if you don't want, if it's you want to save it for next week.
I haven't been playing anything because I didn't want to start anything like long term or anything that I would get hooked into because the Steam Deck was coming.
Yeah,
and I would have wanted to start it on there, so I kind of held off from really playing anything this past week until it got here. But ask me that question again in a week. We'll see where we're at.
All right. The only other game I've been playing, unfortunately for you, because of this, I'm not playing Vice City like I should be.
Oh, that Warhammer game?
No. I am instead playing Half-Life from
Really?
1998 because I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago, or at least hinted at it. Connor from Call Me By Your Game invited me to be on I don't know if it's a Call Me By Your Game or a super NPC radio show. They're doing something about Half-Life, and they asked me to be a part of it. And so like a book club type thing with a bunch of guests. There's gonna be 4 or 5 of us. And so I've been playing through that. It's my first time. I've played Half-Life episode 2 and part 1, and like I played all of that, but I've never played the first one. So boy, it's a rough game. It's an old 19. But
old
I mean,
game is old.
Okay, for context though, like at
the time though, it was groundbreaking. At the time,
Oh yeah,
and
100%.
And Half-Life 2 even more so.
Yeah. Oh, 100. And I know like it's kind of like the backbone to so many games that came after it.
Mm-hmm.
But what blows my mind is like Metal Gear Solid is also 1998. Granted, different style. One's an FPS and one's over like a top-down stealth game. But
one was also made for PCs. So,
but that's the
versus PlayStation.
That's what I was gonna say though. Like PCs in general have usually been more powerful than console counterparts, and so it blows my mind that like at the time it's the PC game that looks more archaic. Like that's the one that looks more like old and crappy. Like if I didn't know what year Half-Life came out and I saw screenshots of Metal Gear and Half-Life, I'd be like, oh, Half-Life must have been like a 94, 95 game at least. And it's like, no, it was 98. It was the same year Metal Gear Solid. Like that blows my mind. And to think too, like what, 2 years later, 3 years later or whatever, then we get like the PS2, like to go from like Half-Life to PS2, like in just a couple years, it's like that technology is insane technology, like just flew. Hophead Ed says Ocarina of Time also came out in 1998.
That it did.
See, and again, so you look at Metal Gear and Ocarina of Time, I'm like, those games look like those are fantastic, high quality games. Then you look at Half-Life, you're like, oof, like this is hard.
Let's also be real, right? Those games also both look like they came out in 1998. They look better than Half-Life for sure.
Look much better. Well, for
sure.
You're right. They both look like they came from 1998, but that just proves my point more that Half-Life looks like it came from 95. Like it looks Half-Life just looks so, which blows my mind that it is such a groundbreaking game when you compare it to everything else in 1998. You're like, but maybe it's more for the gameplay mechanics, less the graphics and more just.
I think that was what the breakthrough was. It was the physics engine, all that jazz, and.
Yeah, and it does. Like it is incredible for what it's doing, and with its world and stuff like that. But it's hard to get through. And now I can play on my Steam Deck, so hopefully I'll get through it a little quicker.
Yeah, it's deck verified.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's deck playable, but not verified.
Which one's verified too?
I don't know. I didn't check, but I was shocked by that. I'm like, this is Valve's own game. It is not even deck verified. Like, what are they doing over there?
To do. They had to make the deck. They had to make the deck.
Nah,
man. Time for all that.
That should have been day one launch. You can play any Valve game perfectly on the Steam Deck, no problem.
Well, I'm sure you can.
Hophead Ed just keeps throwing games out. He's like, GoldenEye and Final Fantasy VII also came out in 98.
Yeah, they look like it.
Crazy.
I think
98 was a good year.
It was. PS1 and N64 games visually, I think, have aged the worst. Super Nintendo still looks great. In Sega Genesis, that era still looks great. PS2, I think the Hallmark games of PS2 era, GameCube era still look good today. But it's just that in between when they were still trying to figure out polygons is just
it's rough.
It's not coming along well anymore. Yeah. That's why a lot of those are getting remakes.
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Where's that Metal Gear Solid remake? Come on. What are you waiting for?
Somebody's working on it. There was too much smoke. It turned out not to be Blue Point, but somebody has got their hands on it. Gotta be.
Hophead's just on a roll. He just keeps throwing games out. StarCraft, Banjo-Kazooie, and my favorite, Crash Bandicoot Warped.
That was all in the same. Man, 98 was a heck of a year.
Freaking baller year in gaming. Holy cow.
I would have gone broke that year.
Right? Oh, man. All right. Well, we should probably wrap this bad boy up before Hophead Ed just copies and pastes the entire Wikipedia in the chat here. Thank you all so much for listening. We appreciate each and every one of you, even you, Hophead Ed. If you want to, remember, you can catch us on podcast apps around the world. Watch over at youtube.com/supergamerboys. Make sure to like the video, comment down below. What's your favorite game from 1998? That's what I want to know. By the way, we said a secret code word last week. No one No one said it in the Discord, or not last week, 2 weeks ago. No one said it in the Discord. No one said it in the comments. So apparently no one listens past this part of the show. So that's cool. But subscribe on YouTube. It's free to do. It helps grow the channel. We got a bunch of other content too. We haven't really talked about on the show, but I am now doing Good Vibes with Garrett each and every Tuesday, except for last week because I was sicker than a dog and it came out Thursday or Friday, someday. Go check it out. That comes out each and every week. Adrian's doing Super Indie Boys, which comes out every other week on Saturday. There's 2 fantastic episodes out right now, Transistor and Donut County. And every Thursday on our YouTube channel, and I guess Instagram and TikTok, you can catch JJ's doing his little shorts, JJ Reviews. 60 seconds, JJ gives a review of so far just 80s movies. he's stuck in the 80s.
Give him time to branch out.
But it's a lot of fun because obviously it has that JJ humor flair with me doing the editing. So it's kind of fun. It's as if me and JJ are doing a show together, but I can't stop him from saying what he's about to say. There's a little bit of a commentary like every once in a while with like text popping up or like with the images that I'm choosing, and it's a fun little show. So check that out every Thursday on YouTube Shorts and TikTok and Instagram. If you really love what we do, think about supporting us over at patreon.com/supergamerboys, where you can, like I said before, support us at just $1 a month. It's $1. It's 99 cents plus a penny, you know? It's nothing. Support us over there. You get episodes early and ad-free. It's like, what the?
We're almost there. I'm gonna let you keep going. We're almost at the finish line.
You can also support us over at sgbstore.com. Get some sweet merch, and we got your t-shirts, your mugs, your stickers. We got a lot of fun stuff over there. So go check that out. w.gg. Remember to use code SGB to get 10% off your order. Get some good energy. No crash, no sugar. And rate and review us where you can. Shout out to Jack Sriracha and Yate once again for allowing us to use their music on our show. Remember, go listen to them on Apple Music, and Spotify. Those links are in the show description below on YouTube and in the podcast description. Find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at supergamerboys. Find me over on Twitter and Instagram at gmorlang. Adrian, where can they find you at?
You can find me any and everywhere at Homeboy.
Sorry, I just happened to pop up the chat and hop at it. It means a lot to be appreciated by you guys. Thanks. Shout out to Waluigi. All right. Guess we're just shouting out Waluigi.
That'll work.
I do love Waluigi. All right. That's all I got for the show, Adrian.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with us and putting up for our shenanigans for another week. We appreciate you coming by. Don't forget to stop by our online store and our Patreon to support us if you can. But even if you can't, just being here with us is enough. And as always, we are the Super Gamer Boys.
And we'll catch you on the flippity flop.
Poor JJ. I hope he's all right over there in Argentina.
I totally forgot about that.
No, you're supposed to keep it going.